And welcome back to another episode of the Convoluted podcast. It's your host, Jesus, aka Tyrant Dominus. I'm here with Liz.
Hello.
And if it's your first time listening or watching, you can always follow or subscribe. It's free. You can always unfollow or unsubscribe. Liz, how has your week been? Or a couple weeks. We took a break off. We took a week to celebrate the American Thanksgiving. So, yeah. How has it been? Because I know you have a tale right now to tell us.
Yeah. Well, the day after Thanksgiving, I go to my surgery. I come home. Everything's la-di-da, slightly. We finally get the transition of having a dishwasher. Third time is not the charm.
Yes.
Third time is not the charm. I'll tell you that right now. Because everything is in force for me, y'all. Everything's in force.
I remember I remember we were talking about, we have an episode where we were talking about how to handle dishwashers and everything. But yeah, you sent me some photos, but we were texting back and forth. But so what happened?
So Tuesday, the guy goes to install it. The water shut off. And the next thing you know, gush of water everywhere. So not that the main valve was shut off. It was just at the ones at the sink, right? You have every sink and toilet has a shut off, right?
Yeah.
You gotta have it. It's kind of like the preliminary before the main shut off, right? Well, it broke. One of them broke, and it gushed all water all over the place. I don't have a living room, a kitchen of any sort right now. So I'm gonna tell you guys right now, go check your sinks. Go check your toilets. Make sure they're not plastic. Because plastic sucks.
And look at that.
They're not meant to be in houses. They are meant to be in short-term things, not this situation.
Wait, are you telling me? Are you telling me the piping in your place has been like the PVC piping?
So it wasn't even PVC piping.
What?
It was cheap plastic. So you know the knobs, right? Underneath all your sinks, right? Your toilets have those knobs. Are they made of plastic?
No.
They shouldn't be. They should be made of metal. If they are, get them fucking replaced right now. I'm gonna save you guys a whole lot of money.
Shit, that's crazy.
This was placed in our place before we ever moved in. In our place, we've been in for 11 years now, and yeah.
And you've never went, and you never, for the years you have lived there, you never had to have at least You would think the place you have has what is it? The people who come in checking on stuff, don't they?
Yeah. And I don't think he ever even told us, to tell you the truth. I don't know if they were even looking at it. So yeah.
Yeah. A simple
not happy about it.
Yeah, because a simple suggestion from one of those basically a plumber would say hey, these plastic things should be changed or upgraded. The question is, would you have listened to him back then?
Oh, yeah. They said, oh, yeah, that thing's going to burst any minute. Yeah. That's unsafe. It's not going to be quality. It's not of any good quality. Literally, it was not of any quality because it burst all over our floors and into our crawl space.
Oh, so, damn. That is ridiculous.
It's right underneath us.
Gosh.
So.
It would have been. I can only imagine if you were on the top floor of your apartment too, how grandiose that would have been. Because you told me you guys also lost water for a day or two. I don't know.
Yeah, it was over 24 hours. We had no running water.
Oh God, that is ridiculous. Because all you were trying to do was just
I was dying for a shower.
But yeah, I remember because all you were trying to do was get a dishwasher, which doesn't seem like that difficult of a process. You would think, right?
Yep. What you wouldn't think, but that nope. It has made I'm down to literally the base floor. They ripped off the first flooring. The beautiful thing. We found tile linoleum underneath our floorboards, our first floorboards. They had to remove the second floorboards, and then we're down to the bare, like bare wood. Like we are walking in sandals, anything not to have our bare feet on those things, so you don't know what kind of disaster will up on there.
Oh
So
god.
they've been in and out of our house since Tuesday. Thank God they were quick to react. Yeah, we've been sitting with loud fans since Tuesday night.
Oh, to
Tuesday
dry,
afternoon,
yeah,
so
to dry everything out.
try
Yeah.
and dry it out. Yeah, so we are having so much fun. Hopefully, it's on the mend. And now we'll have to figure out contractors and all that jazz, and then
Oh
we'll start
god.
from there. And hopefully, what we can replace.
And look at that shit.
Yeah, I didn't
'Cause
even
we
think
have
about
no
that.
cabinet, y'all.
Yeah, I was about to ask like kind of the current situation, but it seems like this is not a like one and done. Like okay, they gonna fix it within a few days and then everything. But it seems like it's gonna be like probably a month long project. It's a project. It's not it's not an inflate. It's a project now.
I know. I am like not happy about any of this. Like, it's just shitty shit, guys. Like, I am like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, I'm miserable with what's going on with my body and overdoing it, and and this. I'm like, great. What more? One more thing can I put on my plate that I'm not even stressing enough? I'm I'm not losing enough hair from all the shenanigans.
Goddamn.
I literally put bald and baldness.
Oh god. Damn. Like I think we were messaging back and forth. Definitely 2023 has not been the best year for either of us. Definitely, I don't think normally you would say, okay, 2024 is going to be the year. I don't think that's going to be true. I think 2024, at least for us, will be the recovery year where we're just kind of trying to rebuild. And then maybe 2025 could be our year.
Hopefully, I'm hoping. I am so miserable with everything going on right now. The world, what's going on personally, at work, the whole shebang.
Trust me.
Actually, I'm not complaining about work right now because I'm not there.
Oh yeah, can you only imagine how much you'll be dealing with if you had to throw in work into your situation?
I don't know. I've been watching the streamline of my work conversations because I put it on my phone because I was like, I'm missing out on some fun meme shit. I know they are, and like the conversations have been hilarious lately. I threw in a meme too, and I almost threw myself under the bus and ran over it twice with a meme. I thought it was funny, and then I didn't think about it all the way through. My brain didn't
Comprehend it.
I was like, oh, and then it dawned on me a couple hours later. I'm like, oh snap! But everybody apparently had a kick out of it, so that's I'm like, oh okay.
You gotta pull the little things that we have because yeah, whatever everything's gonna pile up on. Mostly it's out my hand. Yeah, because I can just go crazy with that. Because yeah, what should have been a simple, we'll be in there for like an hour or two, put this back in, and then take the old one out. Good. And it's been how many days, at least as far as the day of the recording, has it been now?
So it's Friday, and this will release on Sunday. But we're just 5 days at that point, so hopefully they will be pulling out the fans today. So as of Friday, so that means hopefully we'll have some sort of resemblance of a life until we can get everything else rolling to start with contractors and rebuilding.
Did they give you guys an estimation or anything? Not even like, oh, it should be done by the end of the month or anything. Not even that. Wow,
Nope. We had to still talk to the adjuster, so that's our next step. But we're making sure, confirming that that's true, that we don't need any more fans and they won't be here through Monday. Knock on wood. We'll find out, right?
Yeah.
So I am hoping that we'll find out soon enough what the next step is. Right before Christmas, y'all. Like that's the way the holiday spirit goes, right?
Fuck me, right?
I feel like when you burn, you crash and you burn, and then you burn some more before you feel like you're going to rejuvenate, like the phoenix.
Hmm. But yeah, wow. You've had an adventure for your first week off from work too.
Yeah, I had surgery a week ago today. About this time, I was halfway done with my surgery.
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
So, yeah, because I was in for 3 hours this time around. So,
Ooh.
I don't think the thing is about I love anesthesia. Like, I mean, knocked me out. I don't remember shit coming out of it. Apparently, there's like a limbo that I go into because apparently I'm awake, but I don't remember shit.
Huh. Wait, like, explain that a little bit.
Like, okay, so technically I was done about surgery about 11 o'clock. I don't think I came through, like, mentally until about noon. Like, that's when I started remembering things.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know if I was awake or half asleep or, like, yeah. Thank God there was no phone near me because I woke up and I was like, trying to get my bearings of where the hell I knew where it was, like, but I was like, where's my phone? Where's my mother? Where's
Going through the checklist.
what time of day is it? Yeah, I don't have no idea. Yeah, that's the only thing. And then anesthesia seems because it lasts a couple days. It doesn't just automatically exit your body, right? The vivid dreams that you get. I had so many vivid naps and dreams that like none of it makes absolutely freaking nut sense to me at all. Like it's ridiculous, y'all.
I find that interesting mostly because we discussed that it's hard for you to imagine stuff too. On top of that, like you're not a visual imaginator. You can't visually imaginate, so for you to have vivid dreams, it's very interesting.
Yeah, I can kind of remember bits and pieces of it, but like not enough to like draw a solid picture. Like none of it ever made sense when I remember dreaming them, from what I recall, kind of. So, but I do remember my full name being called to me at some point during a nap. But I was like, I could hear the rest of the, room was going on around me that I didn't even bother like really like waking up to like see if that was like somebody called me. So,
damn. You have been having an adventure.
Yeah. Quit cursing me, y'all. I'm done. I'm really done. You win. Okay. If that's what you need to hear, you win. Cool. I'm good. I don't know what I did to cause this omen. I've never put plastic in places where they shouldn't be.
Man, those superstitions we talked back in October. Some things you must have stepped on a couple of cracks, or you went under a couple too many ladders or something.
I don't know. Maybe didn't toss that salt behind my back to the devil.
Or worse, someone put a curse on you. Dun dun dun.
I know, right? Quit the hexes, y'all. Quit with the hexes. I'm done.
You gotta keep an eye on those TikTok witches, man. That's been a whole trend.
Yeah, maybe I need to know how to figure out how to break this hex curse that I'm under. I can come into money. That would probably be my favorite one right now. I think that would be like my life saving.
It sounds like you're talking about the lottery at this point. Don't we all? It's pretty high up there right now. It seems like these last few years it's been getting up there in the hundreds of million. So you never know. It doesn't hurt. We'll see. All right, let's just jump into the stories. We've been bantering good enough.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Which one do we want to jump into? Do we want to go a little happy place before we jump to the crazy? I mean, it's
up to
kind
you.
of crazy.
Go for it.
Why not? So which one do you want to go?
No, you're the one that you have one in mind. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn because this is the magical place of happiness, right?
Let's go with. I'm guessing you're talking about one of these two.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spend some. Since we're talking about money, let's talk about money.
All right. It's go. Let's go. Disney employee racks up $24,000 on corporate card to fund drug-fueled lifestyle is somehow not fired.
Wait, not fired? I didn't read the whole thing. He's not fired?
Mm-hmm.
Don't you wish
Disney
you...
employee...
Wait, sorry.
You
It's like,
know, right?
can't you imagine if you like you fix your apartment with like company money and like yeah, you still have your job. Like, okay. That's a nice bonus.
Cool. A Disneyland employee who spent $24,000 on his corporate credit card to fund a lifestyle fueled by illegal drugs, said the Mouse House, really gave him a second chance after he came clean about his irresponsible splurging. Tyrant Sargison, I don't know, who since left the company, penned an essay from Business Insider telling his personal struggles when he started an internship with Disney in the summer of 2014.
It's been a while, so it's almost 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yep. After graduating from college, Disney hired him as a software engineer at the PhotoPass team, which was a haven during a dark time, Sargison said. Sargison said he was depressed and isolated after coming out as gay to his Armenian immigrant family, and he turned to methamphetamines as a refuge. As my addiction deepened, my finances couldn't reflect the near six-figure salary I earned at Disney, Sargison wrote. Most of my money was spent on drugs and helping out my immigrant family. The engineer reached a breaking point when he realized he had racked up a $24,000 bill on his corporate card. I convinced myself I'd pay it back, but I was getting it in over my head, Sargison wrote. In Monday, our interview with the Post, Sargison said he hasn't used the Disney credit card to buy drugs directly. Basically, I used this credit card for personal expenses, groceries, dentists, etc. Sargison told the Post, this card supported my drug habit because it allowed me to use my personal income on most of my drug expenses.
Okay, so for now, so let's just get a little. So it seems like he was struggling a lot. That it is definitely hard. Even this
six figures, and he was struggling.
That's hard. Florida. Wait, what? Which Disney? Because depending on which Disney he lives in.
Disneyland.
Which is I always forget which one's which.
California.
Ooh, that's fucking expensive. Yeah, 6 figures is not gonna get you a lot in California. So yeah, I like 6 figures for us wouldn't be bad. We could survive on 6 figures up here in the north, but 6 figures down there is like you are making ends meet. So
yeah,
like for anyone like thinking like he's making good money, yes, but sometimes it's not good money for the economic situation you're in at that moment. And California is pretty spendy. I think it's one of the top 5 that we looked into when we were doing the what is it, the golden spot thing we were talking about. And
I read a TikTok recently about that. And yeah, I'll get back to that. It's another tangent for another time.
Yeah, it seems like he was struggling. It's one of those things where you can't fault the guy, but it's one of those things when you start falling into these holes that you can really deepen yourself further and further, mostly with these methamphetamines. Like, yeah, that's a strong one of the, like, it's getting there. And you know, the thing was, he's like, it's true that he wasn't like technically buying the drugs, but it's one of those things like you're using your own income to buy said drugs, and you're just using, like what we were joking about earlier, if you were using your company card to spend on the repairs of your apartment, of your place and stuff like that, which would be like, there you go.
That would still be nice.
I know, right? So, all right, continue.
Sargison added, however, that he did spend some of the payday loans that I paid using his credit card on drugs. I also sent a Square cash payment to 2 people who I obtained drugs from. A desperate Sargison took a stranger's advice in early 2017 and admitted the mistake to his manager. I was terrified I'd get fired or go to jail, but Disney offered me the greatest gesture of love anyone could have shown me, he wrote in his OP? Is that how you say it? I don't know. Opt? I don't know. The company gave me a chance to pay it back and left with a formal warning. This was a big turning point in my life.
Wow. Okay, so that's interesting, because definitely that seems like $24,000 is a lot of money. That's like jail money.
Yeah.
And
Literally, like federal jail level almost because it's 24,000. That's excessive.
so, but it is one of those things where it's weird circumstantial stuff too, but it's still like jail money. So I'm surprised they did that. It must have been unless they explain it, it must be some it must be like something like you have to pay this much a month. If not, you'll be sentenced or something, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Continue.
Okay, so Sargent's family gave him a loan to pay off it back and all of it back, and he worked to pay the company back that year. The engineer said that Disney's kind gesture was inspired him to go to rehab, but he failed 6 times and was starting to give up hope. A year later, on July 17, 2018, Sargent hit rock bottom when he found himself with no gas, no money, and 10 days left to return to the work from another medical leave of absence. He said he pushed his friends and families away and he feared losing his... Ah, no! Damn it, New York Post.
Let's see here.
He feared losing his job at the Mouse House, but he decided to Google rehab for professionals and called for help. Soon, Sargentson was in Tustin, California, at a new rehab facility, which changed his life. The engineer connected with the people at the rehab center who reminded him of most other people of his childhood and his innocence. The experience reminded him of his own humanity and the humanity of his employer, he said, explaining that his relationship with his family improved as a result.
Okay.
Disney showed me the compassion. Yeah, I guess we kind of know what's going on.
Okay.
Basically, if it wasn't for something like that. Yeah. Basically, we got the gist of it.
Yeah, so he ended up, at least he's getting help. That's the biggest thing with kind of these things. Like a lot of people,
it takes 7 times to get into rehab. So
yeah, that's hard, and mostly when you're some or all your family is against you. It sounds like some of his family was still with him. So it's one of those things that he's very fortunate as far as the career, because they were still like letting him stay working. And they were probably just taking money from his paycheck to kind of pay back the company. But it seems like it's not easy for everyone, definitely.
oh no.
And it's one of those things like, but it like, fortunately he's getting help. But it's not a lot of companies will do that. We'll say that for sure.
Oh yeah.
Like a lot of people will just kick you out.
And no kidding. Don't give you the hopes or the means or the odds to help try and succeed. So
now they'll just throw you out, and you'll end up in the streets with the heavy homeless population that we do have at the moment.
I know, and it gets even worse. I don't know if you saw that TikTok that I sent you.
I haven't seen TikTok in a while.
Nope. TikTok. It's a TikTok. Yeah, nobody can afford homes, and people are actually Facebook renting out this other half of their beds.
Beds? Here, let me see if I can pull it up really quick. Was there music behind that? You remember?
Just the like news, like anchoring news kind of thing. So
hopefully
nothing like too crazy. A generic.
Yeah, if there's any.
It should be a talking fish one.
Let's see.
I think I gave it to you Tuesday when this all started.
Oh, the fish store here. Breaking news. The talking fish, right?
Yep.
Breaking news! Buying a home in America is now unaffordable, according to a new study by Atom, a real estate data analysis company. Even with an average salary of $70,000, purchasing a home is deemed unattainable for 99% of Americans. Soaring mortgage rates and a higher cost of living contribute significantly to this issue. As a direct consequence, over 68% of Americans in their 20s are choosing to stay home for the next 10 years, as moving out is simply unfeasible for most. Due to the spike in living costs, some young Americans are even opting to share a bed with strangers instead of renting to save money. People have even been seen listing the other half of their bed on Marketplace due to the soaring cost of living in the USA. This has resulted in a generational divide, as many older Americans attribute this to young people not working hard enough. The question arises, is this a matter of laziness, or is there a more significant underlying issue? Follow.
Exactly. Young people aren't working hard enough. That's what I get it.
Right? No, they're not.
See, that's the
You
real.
need to do 5 jobs today. You need to work 5 jobs to make it. So you only get 2 hours of sleep.
Exactly. Usually the fish was right. You got younger people need to work harder. Like,
I know, right?
if you can't, the reason you can't afford a house is because you're not working hard enough. Okay.
You need to work 5 jobs to get that house.
I love that talking fish.
I do too. I love the way they explain things. They do a really good job in that TikTok. I think it's great because it's amazing. Because it's true. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we laid off kind of the house economy for the last couple episodes, but it's like it's still prevalent. And if it's sadly the truth, where we're getting to the point where
people who even make 70K can't even afford a house.
And I think that's kind of true when we were talking about the guy who's making 6 figures in California. Like that says a lot. That says a lot. And that's one of those few things where when we say that individuals are in this day and age, like it's holiday time and people want to do stuff, but people are just working so much or just struggling. It's also that time of year where everyone's just kind of like mentally drained too and everything. The weather, it's dark, at least in the northern hemisphere, compared to the southern hemisphere right now. It gets darker sooner and things like that.
Yeah, like at 4:30. It's like somebody shuts the life at 4:30. Okay, we're done for the day. Click.
So yeah, it is rough out there, definitely for anyone. So, and like I think we've spoken multiple times that it's like we understand why people decide to stay home, because you just can't survive. But even then, it's one of those things now, like if it's real and people are literally renting out half a bed, like it's like now you can make just hostels at this point. Turn a bedroom into kind of like your Airbnb, just rent out like a bunk bed. Like, yeah, you can sleep here. Kind of like how the military has like multiple beds, and like you can use this bed and this trunk. That's all you get.
I know, right? At this point, it doesn't sound too half shabby right now.
Oh god. Oh wait, that might be a business proposition. We should buy a house with just enough rooms and just rent out bed spaces.
I know, right? Here, you have a community bathroom and a community shower and a community kitchen, and you get one solid bed to yourself.
And no, you're not allowed to sleep in the living room.
Because that is our community space. We love everybody who comes to stay with us.
Oh god. We might be seeing that in the near future. We joke, but we actually might.
I don't think it's impossible. I mean, I was seeing something, how much you rent. Have you seen that guy on TikTok or Insta? He talks about that. There was one person who pays $89. It literally is like a 6x5 place, literally, and mesh topping on top. That's your bedroom space. You have a bed. You maybe have a desk. You have a lot of a little storage under the bed. You can put stuff on top of your bed, but that's about it. So there's not a whole lot more than that. So.
Damn.
$89 in New York. And they took a look. It looked like a building. They literally took a building and just smashed a bunch of rooms into it. So I think it's possible. I mean, we just have to see it here in the Northwest shortly. Here, they're giving these nice pods to the homeless, and
wow.
Yeah.
Okay, let's jump in. Okay, let's continue this dystopian future that we live in and talk about how they made. We talked about Mr. Beast making Squid Game, but now Netflix has decided to do it too. The life imitates dystopian art as Netflix Squid Game reality competition series breaks real bad. So I'm trying to find the Squid Games on Netflix right now.
I found it. There's no problem. It was right there on top of my top 10 things to see.
So I haven't watched it yet. Like
Me neither. I've talked about it.
It's 10 episodes long. I might watch an episode, but it's one of those things where like, do I want to give them the satisfaction of a view at this point? Because we talked a little bit about it earlier in the year when stuff was coming out, because it's filmed and everything. So, and there's probably NDAs that they can't say who won and all that stuff and everything. But let's find out a little bit more now that the series is out. From hyperthermia to convulsions, contestants on Squid Games, The Challenge, claim that they felt it all. But unlike the poor saps from the show, fictional source materials, the real contestants have a legal recourse. Heck? I have to join their mailing list to read this? No.
I can read it.
Oh, go for it.
When Netflix first announced its reality game show, Squid Games, The Challenge, the streamer immediately drew pushbacks from fans of its source material. The 2021 mega hit script South Korean sci-fi thriller through a group of cash-strapped people enticed to play deadly games in the pursuit of a prize money. Still touting that a hefty $4.56 million in prize money, Netflix managed to find 456 British contestants willing to sign the papers and appear on the challenge. Netflix also able to parlay its new competition show to its best audience members in 2 months. Also read our Netflix ratings roundup here. But now the two contestants are threatening legal action over alleged injuries they said they suffered during production, including hypothermia and nerve damage. Express solicitors, the ambulance-chasing UK law firm representing the two unnamed players, said that it sent letters to Studio Lambert, the co-producer of Netflix Squid Game, The Challenge. The contestants claim many center around the Bedford, England-based production for Challenge, Red Light, Green Light, where contestants race to the finish line without getting caught by a towering motion spotting doll. It requires players to run when the robot is not looking and abruptly stop when the robot faces them. David Slade, an accident specialist who expressed solicitor, said at least 2 contestants felt unwell after standing or crouching motionless for hours in cold temperatures, which led to one contestant suffering hypothermia. Why would you do that for hours? That's terrible. It was the cruelest, meanest thing I have ever been through, the one former contestant told Rolling Stone. We were a human horse race, and they were treating us like horses out in the cold racing, and the race was fixed.
Damn. Okay, so we kind of get the gist. It's just it is a moment of like they're filming a game show, but like they have an idea. Like, yeah, we know who's for the most part going to win, stay, because I think earlier in the year we just discussed that there were a lot of things for rigged. Like they were trying to keep some of the more high profile people on there and things like that. And it's definitely not bueno right now, you know.
Yeah.
When it comes to that show in have you watched that show at all?
The which one?
The actual
Squid Game itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did actually watch and finish it. I know exactly how it ended, and I'm like, I'm ready for the next season.
It's one of those things.
But that, again, that's all fiction. That's not like true life, like reality.
But
it's really truthfully there, probably in the black portal of life.
No, that's that's true. The dark inside. But the thing is, the idea of what the show is, it's true. That people are suffering. It's happening. Financially, it's like it is a real thing that is happening, and people do struggle and can go into that level of just like baffling absurdity to the point where it can be a reality, and we made it a reality. And it's one of those things where when a single YouTuber, Mr. Beast, with his team can put together a huge project, and when a Netflix company can try to do the exact same thing but fail, that's also crazy. Because I understand, like, it's an interesting idea to do. People did the Squid Game style games on YouTube and other sites, like challenges and things like that. It's not anything old. Like, people have done challenges before. But to the point where you're putting said contestants, the people you have brought on to be a participant on this thing, and literally put them through hell, that's another thing, you know. So I might,
Yeah.
so it might, I'll watch the first 2 episodes to kind of just get a general idea. But it's one of those things where when you're seeing it, just remember, it's like for the actual show, the idea for the actual show, and for, like, we'll say Mr. Beast challenges, like, those filmings only take very little, or the idea of the actions happening is like within that period of time, not where probably when we're watching the red light green light thing, when we're watching it on Netflix, that section, it feels like, oh, it's a 10-minute section, but no, it's like hours of filming, like hours for a 10-minute game, you know.
Yeah.
Like before, like,
Yeah.
I think we said that we would have been on that show for that type of money. But hearing about this now,
Put myself through like hyperthermia.
but
I
no,
don't know.
but you didn't know about that though. You were just gonna be participating.
Yeah.
I remember we both said that we would, like, you know, it would have been nice to try for a chance for the $168,000 or something. I don't know, the money. It's a lot of money. I think we both agreed, like, yeah, we would try. But then to now hear how bad the conditions were, it's just like, why would we suffer for that much, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So I hope they get some legal recourse, like the individuals who,
I hope they get some sort of compensation for putting in their lives literally in danger.
because yeah, it is wild some of the things people will do, or companies will do, to try to make something big again. Because for right now, the market on some, like, media has not been that great. Disney has not been doing so well, and other properties have not been doing so well. So to try to see some uptick on something is just like, how far are you willing to sacrifice the health and endangerment of others for some clicks and views, you know?
Exactly.
All right, Liz, we're gonna wrap you up in gauze, and we'll see how long you can stand. You have to stand in gauze for 10 minutes, and you win $10,000. Ready? Go.
I'm already wrapped up in God's so we're good. I'm itching. Haven't you seen? I apologize, guys. You've seen me rubbing around here. It's because I am literally covered in hives. My abdomen is covered. I'm like this miserable bitch. There is no winning. Ugh. I've been in 24 hours. I can do it for 10 minutes.
All right.
So.
Let's kind of jump onto the other side of the world and talk about something that happened in New Zealand to kind of close off the thing. So New Zealand's smoking ban, health expert criticized new government's shocking reversal. A reversal here.
Ooh.
The New Zealand new
that's
government
interesting.
says it plans to scrap the nation's world-leading smoking ban to fund tax cuts. The legislation introduced under the previous what is it?
Jacinda Ardern.
Led government would
Ardern?
would have banned cigarette sales next year to anyone born after 2008. So what is that? Calculator.
That we're looking about 14 years ago? No.
So if you were born
15 years ago. 15 years ago.
15? Wait, is the smoking?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wait, you can buy cigarettes when you're 15?
No, it's 2008. You said that was 15 years ago.
No, would ban cigarette sales for anyone born after 2008. So you can buy cigarettes when you're 16.
So no. They're saying it. So anybody before 2008, because everybody's been exposed to smoking beforehand.
Yeah.
Before 2008, right? Now they're making the 2008 generation and onward. Any of those kids born cannot have access to any sales of cigarettes. So
Okay.
they can't sell them to them. So if somebody like you and I, we're able to buy cigarettes. But for the people born after 2008, excuse me, we are no longer. They can't even be a thought. So if they see, like, if they get your license and said, "Oh, you were born in 2008, I can't sell you cigarettes." Period. Oh, the person born in 2007, sure, I can sell them cigarettes.
Damn. So smoking is the leading cause of preventable deaths in New Zealand, and the policy had aimed to stop young generations from picking up the habit. Health experts have strongly criticized this sudden reversal. We are appalled and disgusted, and this is an incredible retrograde step on the world's leading absolute excellent health measures. Here's the thing. I'm surprised they even got this measure to go through.
I know, me too.
Most health groups in New Zealand are appalled by what the government's done and are calling them to backtrack. The legislation passed last year had been acclaimed internationally, with research models backing the key reform. Measures include reducing the number of tobacco retailers by 90%. Whew, that is a huge. Limiting the levels of nicotine in cigarettes. Okay. Modeling and had a suggestion the smoke-free law have saved up to 5,000 lives each year. That's a lot. That's still a lot. Some people might say not,
That's a
but
lot of lives. And that's a small island. It's not like it's hugely dense.
So New Zealand's laws were believed to be inspired by the UK's government in September to announce a similar smoking ban for young people. I didn't even know about that either. A spokeswoman said Prime Minister Rishi Sunak position renamed unchanged after New Zealand's reversal. While it has been praised as a public health policy, the smoke-free measures drew opposition from businesses groups in New Zealand. There you go, big business. That's what it is. Owners of news agents and corner shops criticized the loss of revenue, even the government subsidies. Some lawmakers, including the new Prime Minister Chris Luxon, also argued a ban would lead to black market for tobacco. That's true. I'm not gonna lie.
Absolutely true. Yeah, I agree with that. It's just like when we had prohibition here. There was somebody procuring liquor of some sort somewhere in the middle of the world, right?
So yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It's like you can't stop it. That's the thing. The sad thing is once it's out there, the only thing people can do is regulate it. And that is the sad truth. The idea that you can stop smoking is like admirable. I'm not gonna deny that. It would be nice to help reduce some health issues due to smoking, but it's not gonna happen. It's like trying to ban drinking again. It's like it's not gonna happen. It's already out there. You can't, unless you even if you make it legal, which what prohibition was, it's not gonna stop it. It will arise and it's just gonna make it worse, because then there's gonna be those people who it's just gonna be like the next drug, basically, where we're already having drug issues here in the States. I can only imagine a small country, but New Zealand going through all this. So I can keep digging deeper, but for the most part we get the gist of it. Okay, here's the stat right here. More than 80,000 adults have quit the past year in nation's data shows. Currently, about 8% of the adult population smokes. So there's 5.2 million people, population of New Zealand. There is 331,000 people who are currently smoking daily. 120.
Wow, that's like a small fraction to the 5.2 million there.
121,000 people who smoke daily are, I don't know what Moro adults. I don't know what Mori.
That's a type of tribe people. So Hawaiians, it's a Maori tribe. you remember with the facial tattoos, but the tattoos have meaning. So every tattoo they get on their body or their faces are part of that. The Mori. I believe that's how you say it. I apologize if I mutilated people.
So that's a third of a third. And then 34 people who are smoke daily
34,000.
34,000. So we're just cutting that. So 84,000 people have quit smoking in the last 12 days. So yeah, looking at this, I think what would be really the only way? You can't really do it. There is no other way. The only thing you could do is raise the price of cigarettes, and even then, there's workarounds on that. That sucks. That is
I can tell you that. I mean, they raised taxes here for cigarettes here in the States, and still hasn't stopped people.
Yeah, it's true. It's just there's literally no workaround around this. Like I get it. The legal toxins that are in our privy are already around. You can't stop people from indulging in them, and the second you try to stop it, it's just gonna get wild in black markets. And it just, I think there's no winning there. Definitely, like conceptually, I like the idea, but maybe that's also because I don't smoke too. So
yeah, I was a cigar smoker.
Yes, I remember
for my first surgery. I mean, I would still enjoy a cigar today if I could, but I also know that my odds are not great after surgery. And my first one, so not gonna do it. But I enjoyed occasionally a cigarette every once in a rare blue moon. Like I've done it just for shits and giggles with my aunt. Cousins one time, and my cousin was like, "Wait, I just missed that." I'm like, "It's not my first one." I've done it just for hanging out with people as a social thing back when I was in my earlier 20s. I mean, I've done it. I mean, I'm not guilty as hell on that shit, but people partake in what their fun wants to. I mean, it's gonna happen, and there will be a black market if that ever happens, if that gets banned, right? So. Ain't gonna stop them. And people have been smoking some of them for ages. I mean, my great aunt was a smoker since she was like 12.
Damn.
Smoked it all the way up to almost her 99th birthday. So it's not like uncommon. We're still in there. We have a lot of generational smokers, and some of them start really early. So.
That's the thing. Yeah, the only thing we can continue is to have proper education, because I know at least America has the DARE program, and even there, that needs a.
I don't know if that's actually still running, to tell you the truth. I have not heard that company.
DARE still runs, I think, but it needs a revamp. It needs an actual proper revamp to do a proper. Because I remember there was just Dare the dog, and it was more scare tactics than anything, but. It definitely needs a revamp.
People have actually even the truth.
Like Dare just needs
what people's lungs look like when they're not smokers and when they are smokers. Like,
no, it needs a revamp. Like with media these days, you can do a lot better. So like I think with like going back to the economy levels, talking about like just talking about how someone who smokes daily spends X amount of dollars a day on cigarettes. Like, okay, that's not too bad. But then like in a year, there's how much money they could have saved if they weren't smoking.
I know, right? We always talk about that. I mean, that's the truth, right? We say that just if you don't buy alcohol and this drug or that, this or that thing. I mean,
you can say about anything.
Yeah, basically. So I was actually reading something about this recently. Oh, you spend $5 a day on your coffees. If you didn't spend that in a week, this is how much you would save. And if you spend it, in a month, this is how much you save. And then it gets to the point, oh, you do this, you save like $12,000 a year. But it still won't be enough for a down payment. So drink your coffee.
That is a sad true.
Are you out of your mind?
So yeah, I'm all for drinking some coffee. I Splurged on myself this week. Did some coffee too, a little bit. So.
Well, only way to
Yeah.
get us through all this, right? So, I think we're gonna end this one a little shorter this time. Liz is in some pain right now, and she has a lot of other things to deal with around there. So yeah, we're gonna call this one.
Yeah, the dog barking was probably because the service masters people are here.
So yeah, I think we're gonna call this a shorter one. So everyone, I hope you guys your holidays went well. Your holidays are gonna do better than what we're dealing with. So yeah, everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. You can always leave a comment down if you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify. Follow us on all social medias that you may find on.
And don't forget our merch.
Oh yeah, don't forget to buy
I'm
merch.
wearing our merch shirt.
Oh, it's on. I have mine under here.
You're wearing yours under.
I'm a little chilly right now, but yeah.
It is kind of chilly, not gonna lie.
So everyone, thanks again for listening or watching. Until next time, see ya.
Bye.